Tell me when.
No, it's gone.
It's going?
Yeah. I said action.
I ain't hear that shit. I feel like I only hear it when I say it. You know?
It's been a long day.
It's been a long fucking day. It's been a long 6 months, like half a year. We've been working on this, just the shooting process, you know? But that's it. Today was the last day, man. Like, and just like this whole fucking shoot, mix of loving it, having great time, and bullshit. You know what I mean? But we did it. We pushed through that thing, just like we did everything for this movie. You know, like I said, I usually write in a way where I feel like I know I can afford the movie. You know, usually a couple of people in a room, some scenes, but like even Jacqueline, big movie like Jacqueline, it was still like sustainable and in my reach. You know, with just rooms and two people and all that and dialogue and all that. But Winston here, he writes in ways in which you want to see the movie. Like he doesn't hold back. He doesn't hold back, man. And me being the realist of the two of us, I'm thinking like, hey, we gotta be realistic here. We can't. Like, we gotta see if we afford this, to see if we can afford this. But with Friday and Friday, it was just different. This is too much like the movies we all grew up loving, man, you know? A movie that was so entertaining and so accessible to regular people. Not just like artistic people. Not just, look at this, art house, win an Oscar garbage. Just regular Joes who are struggling out here and need something and somebody to give them 2 hours to get their mind off of that stuff. And I feel like Winston wrote that script with Friday and Friday. And we just worked our asses off to make it a reality. Like, this is what, 20-something movies for me right now in terms of like making them possible. And what, my 5th or 6th feature-length film? But none of them has been as hard or as rewarding as getting this done. Like, this feeling right now is just different for me. Because I can see this one at Regal. I can see watching this one at AMC. I could just see myself sitting there and having a good time and hearing other people have a good time. Because this is for them. It's for us, but it's also for them. And I just need to say thank you to my boy over here. Because every time it feels like maybe I should stop, maybe I should chill out, Winston comes with something. Whether it's an inspiration or an opinion on me or life or anything like that. Something that will just wake me up and want to get out there and keep doing it. Whether it was giving me the script for What If and having faith in me to do that crazy movie. Or convincing me not to quit when I was going to quit with Angry People. A lot of people watch that and would be surprised. But it got tough with that movie to the point where I was like, maybe I should be a critic. Instead, maybe I should just watch movies and tell people what I think. But he convinced me not to. And I can't imagine not doing this because this is what I love more than anything. Ever since I was watching Jurassic Park in the theater, The Matrix in the theater, and like, this is what I want to do to people. I want to make people feel what I'm feeling right now as a little kid. And I almost gave up on that. And if it wasn't for him, I would have. So I owed him the best directing job I could do on Friday and Friday. Period. That's it. So I don't care. I don't care what your personal feelings or whatever it is, how you feel about Winston, or even anybody who feels anything about Ronald or whatever. These guys are the reasons why I'm sitting here right now. Because don't forget, Beater, me and him. Angry People itself, me and him. This guy came in, no ego, did a little cameo in my little anti-Trump movie, knocked that out, trying again, didn't hear his voice, silent film, knocked that out. Didn't hear Ronald's voice in my movie till Angry People. 3rd movie. And he came in and busted out. He wasn't even the first pick, it was some other douche. Ronald came in and nailed that shit, man. So every time I would have something and I feel like it fits him and it would do right by him, That's it. That's it. And speaking of angry people, we knew when we made that scene together in that movie that we wanted this day to happen. Period. And I'm just entirely grateful for these brothers right here. Because even growing up, it was kind of hard sometimes to relate to and be close to and have trust in other people in general. But even people of my own, except for a family. And filmmaking and meeting Winston, really, in particular, at AI, changed that for me. Big time. No lies. Never met a brother who had more loyalty and faith in me besides my own family until I met Winston. Period. I don't like talking in front of the camera. I'd be forcing myself to do this because I'm the director. I should, you know? But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to speak right. I'm going to speak correct for my brothers over here. Because if it wasn't for them, Free Your Mind Films wouldn't be what it is right now and what it will be after Friday. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to move. Give y'all some room and enough talking from me. All right.
Shit, I think you kind of said it all.
Yeah, I got it.
One thing I will say, and it's ironic because we've never had this conversation. Winston and I have had conversations, but when, of course, the pandemic hit, we wrapped up Beater and everything like that, but the pandemic was really, really rough on me. I'm someone I'm on somebody's set. Like, I'm always working. There was no work then. And I was discouraged and got to a place where I felt like quitting as well. And Winston was one of the people, actually right here in my cousin's house, because I lost my apartment and everything because there's no work. Winston came here and had one of those similar conversations. And that's kind of why it was like, all right, what got us here? And then, of course, you know, now me living in Georgia and flying up here every weekend, even then, what was it? A couple weeks before, and I'm talking to both of y'all on Zoom like, yo, I think y'all need to recast this role. And it was, nah. We started with the three of us, it'll end with the three of us. And it's like, all right, well, cool. They're going to put best foot forward and go all for it, then I will too. But yeah, this is a treat, man. I needed this. I needed this in the worst way. You know, not to, as creatives, we often need that fed. And this was a hell of a goddamn meal. This was a hell of a fucking meal. But Winston, I myself as well, thank you. Because without you, this doesn't happen. Without you constantly pulling up and just in talks about it. We've been working on this since about 2021. Just in talks. Both of y'all at my other apartment. We're chopping it up, having meetings with the other person that we wanted a part of this and trying to figure out how to make this work. And here we are now, years later, and we have finally wrapped. So, I mean, this is just the beginning. We've completed one portion, and now we got to get to the other portion. Now it's time for marketing. Now it's time for all that other stuff that happens. So, I'm excited. I'm excited about the rest of this. And I damn sure wouldn't want to do it with nobody else but y'all. So, yeah.
Yeah, I said it all, but honestly, it's funny how you bring up What If, because I actually started this script before I ever wrote What If. I started this script and I just didn't think this movie was possible until you casted me in Beater. And when you casted me in Beater, man, you really changed my life. Like, when I say that experience humbled me as an actor, really humbled me. And then just working with him, I remember that part where we were standing in the kitchen and I looked over at you and I said to myself, I found my fucking Ron Friday. I'm gonna finish this fucking script. I did not think it was possible. I thought I would need to fucking have like a Kevin Hart or somebody famous and I wouldn't even be able to play Ken Friday. Like, I would just be a writer, and I'm okay with that because that's wifey all day. But it wasn't until Beater when I felt like, no, Friday and Friday can't be done. Like, this movie can be made. Like, I looked over at you in that kitchen. I said, I found my fucking Ron Friday, bro. And I stood on that. So when you even came with that recasting, it was a fuck no, bro. Like, I won't even do this movie, bro. Like, I can write something else. But Friday and Friday is Ronald and Winston Green. The new fucking Mike Larry and Marcus Burnett. The new fucking Riggs and Murtaugh. The new Lee and fucking, what was his name?
Connor and Lee. Yeah.
The new, man. Like, and then meeting you in college. Like, I remember being on the elevator with you, scared to speak to you. Like, I seen your work. And I remember seeing your work in Alpha Channel. And I said to myself, I said, yo, that's someone who can bring my script to life. That's someone like, bro, he was very quiet, very to yourself. And I like that. I was actually jealous, to be honest with you. Like, because of just how focused you was. Like, just how focused, how locked in you was. I'm over here thinking about women and you thinking about filming. Like, I was jealous of that, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Like, I want to be that locked in. So, I would never see you quit, man. You quitting, hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. I would never let that happen. Same thing for you, man. I would never let that happen, man. And I just want to thank so many people, like the guy holding the camera over there, Nitro. Man.
Oh,
like, bro, I was fucking,
Thank you.
bro, I was fucking 320 pounds, bro. You got me down to 2-something, bro. Like, you really got me in shape for this movie, bro. I thank you so much, bro. Like, bro, I wouldn't have done it without you, Christian, the rest of the guys on the ID line. Y'all know who y'all are, man. This movie wouldn't have got made without y'all, bro. Y'all the unsung heroes. And a lot of times where we'll watch a documentary and they don't never talk about the person who says, yo, listen, I'll cover your shift. You go to that audition. And then that person turns into Sandra Bullock. Or that person they cover that shift for turns out to be Michael B. Jordan. They don't never talk about the person that covered that shift, bro. I'm not going to be that person, bro. Those guys who covered my shift, those guys who made it so that way I could leave early. Nitro, you was one of them. You held it down so that way I could leave early, man. I appreciate that so much, bro. You getting me in the shape, you giving me fucking workout fucking tips and put me on the different types of exercises, man. Like, yo, thank you so much, bro. And me quitting drinking, bro, that was definitely because of you, man. All the talks we had, bro, like, thank you, bro. Thank you for fucking making me a better person. Thank you for making me a better actor. And thank you for making me a better writer. I love y'all to death, man.
Love you too.
Love you too, man.
Like, it's just great to be here today. It just really is, man. And it ain't over for us.
Oh.
No.
Not even close.
We got Friday
This-
2 being right
Friday 2.
Yeah.
April 5th, performing live, Comedy in Harlem. Come check me out.
And on this note, I'm gonna go eat something.
Google me, bitch.
And before we go, thank you to all our families, all our friends,
Yes.
all the people that just
Co-workers,
managers too. I've been not working Mondays of this whole time because I knew my bodies were gonna be like, so I really appreciate that because I can still have energy and full of life on this last day. And I can't wait for this to be finished completely and y'all to see it and to see why it was all worth it.
Facts.
Every last bit. So, I'm Chris Johnson. That's Winston Green. That's Ronald E Smith II. This is the producing team of Friday and Friday saying